Oh my gosh, have I just made the biggest mistake of microcamping?
Darling, you've got to keep.
So let's cut to the chase. The number one biggest mistake that I have made since buying the microcamper is getting rid of the toilet. Big mistake. So when I bought Ladybug, she did actually come with a proper portaloo, or porta potty, whatever you want to call it. But it's just too big. It was taking up too much room. And at the time I thought, well, I'm going to be using campsites anyway, so am I going to need a toilet? But on our maiden voyage in Ladybug, even though we did have the facilities and everything at the campsite toilets, we were far away, and at like 3 o'clock in the morning you're having to trudge out of Ladybug in the freezing cold in your jammies. It's just no good. So obviously if I am away with Mize, there is absolutely no way that I'm probably going to be able to use a toilet because of the bed being made up. I don't know if there's a way around it. I can't think of it. I guess you could probably squeeze into that little corner if it was an emergency. But definitely if you're solo camping, absolutely you need a toilet. So got rid of the porta potty. That's gone. And what I decided to go for is the LL Adventure portable toilet. So let's have a look, because I've not even taken it out the package yet. So this is what I have bought. It was about £36. So what you get is it's obviously it compresses down, so it's portable. And not going to use up lots of room. It also came with disposable toilet bags and I don't know if a lady wants to say this, but poo powder, and a storage bag. And it had really good reviews and it just looked perfect for what I was looking for. So let's get it out of the box and have a wee look. So you've got your disposable biodegradable waste bags. There's 15 of these, and you can buy more if you need them, but I'm only really needing this for emergencies, so hopefully we're not going to need that replaced too soon. This is your biodegradable super absorption, I can't say that word. Anyway, it just soaks up your pee and your poo, I think. So that, how to put it together, we'll not need that. I think this is your storage bag. And it's hard to get this out of here. Give me a second. This is the top of it, so it's actually cushioned like comfort for the princess. And then this will go on the top once this pops up. So it's basically like an ottoman. Yeah, that's what it's like. So it's an ottoman, and I can't do this one-handed, but it just, you know how it works. It pops up like this. You put this in the bottom so that it holds its shape. You pop this on the top. You put in your bag. You put in the absorbing powder, and you put it in the bin and get rid of it the same as you do when you take the dog for a walk. So that's number one out the way. I have to say, it's quite a nice little bag actually, and it's really skinny, so that can just go underneath the bed, or I can even probably just pop it up here, or even behind the seat, because there's plenty of room. Okay. So the second mistake that I made was with the bedding. So I stupidly thought that I'd be able to easily get 2 super king size duvets in here, which we could flip over and like use one as a sheet and like an extra bit of cushion on the bed, and the other as like a duvet. And I mean, it works a treat, because we were absolutely boiling when it was icy cold outside a couple of weeks ago, But the problem is, where do you keep them? Now, I thought that I was going to keep them up on the top shelf, but the third problem and the mistake that we have stops me from doing that. So the second mistake is thinking that I can have full-size duvets. So the way around that is, I think we're going to have to go down the route of an all-weather, all-year-round use sleeping bag, which is not going to take much room up, and I can store underneath the bed, sadly. So the third mistake that I've made since buying a micro camper is the condensation problem. I totally underestimated how bad it would be. I think when there's so many windows like I have in this high top, I don't think there's much that I can do to stop it. So there's a couple of things. Obviously, I keep the windows open and keep it ventilated. I thought maybe it was because the van was too cold, so we put on the diesel heater. That didn't make any difference whatsoever, and we were just freezing with the windows open. And you couldn't, like, the curtains were getting wet and damp because they were touching the window and it's running down inside, and you couldn't put cushions anywhere near the windows. And in such a small space, you need every bit of space that you have. So it was a real problem. I have like a dehumidifying thing that I have on the front dashboard, which was absolutely useless. Do not bother spending your money on something like that. The next thing that I'm going to try, that everyone seems to swear by, is just the packs that you hang up, or someone's even suggested cat litter and socks or something. So worth a try. And also I am going to invest in some thermal window covers. That's next on my list to get, not just for privacy at night time, so that I can have lights on and things, but the fact that should help retaining some heat inside and with the condensation problem. So hopefully we can remedy that, or at least make it a little bit easier to cope with. The fourth mistake I made since I've bought the micro camper was not taking into consideration that if there's two of you in here and you're putting the bed up, where the heck do you go and how do you manage to put everything together? So when we went away recently up to Dunkeld for the maiden trip, obviously I had Mize with me. I had to send her on a walk because there was no way that I was going to be able to be in here, two of us, and pull this bed out, manage to get all the bedding from everywhere, sort everything out. It was just impossible. Of course, she could have went in the front seat, but I had at that point had to throw everything into the front because that's the only place that I can put it while I'm putting the bed together. So I need to kind of get that sorted out and work out a way of doing it. Like I say, if there's just me and it's just I'm solo camping, not a problem. I'll just sleep on the bed as a single bed as it is. Then I'll have loads of room, got room for the toilet, not a problem. But when there's two of you, you have to kind of strategically think of things a lot more than if you're just solo camping. So I think the next time we'll just have to think it through. I mean, it's fine if it's not raining and the weather's okay, because you can go for a walk. But if it's like really horrible weather, when one time that we were away, I mean, you're screwed, aren't you? So you need to have this plan in place beforehand of how you're going to do everything. And again, I think without having the big double duvets and all the pillows, which cause all the problems, just with sleeping bags would make a hell of a lot of difference. But I think if I just came myself, I would just bring my duvet and just keep it on the bed all the time. And finally, the fifth mistake that I made since I bought the camper van is bringing way too much stuff. You just don't need the stuff. Do you need candles? Do you need a chopping board? Do you need any of this? I know that when I come here, I'm probably not going to cook. So why am I bothering bringing stuff for cooking? Why am I bothering bringing stuff that I know I'm not going to use? Especially if there's two of you in the van. If there's one, not a problem. There's loads of space underneath the bed. It's hardly been used. So if you want to bring extra stuff just in case, then that's fair enough. But when there's two of you, you really have to think about what you need and what you don't need, and just be why you don't bring it. If you think, oh well, I maybe need this, don't bring it. Don't. So if you're thinking of buying a micro camper, I hope that's not put you off, because don't, because for every negative there is 100 positives. So anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed the video and given you some good tips not to make the same mistakes I have. Don't forget, as always, please subscribe. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers now. Please subscribe, don't miss out, and we've got some really good adventures coming up, not all in Ladybug. We've got some Christmas markets and things that we're going to be visiting, so don't forget to subscribe, please, and we'll see you again next time. Bye bye.
There's a new day